Hey guys, Mark Morrison here of Invigorate Coaching, and I am here with my good friend Jason Barron, who's a doctor of pharmacy, and we're basically here to talk a little bit about CBD and the benefits of it, and basically just try and educate you guys as to why you might want to take it. I'm really excited you're here. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Join you today. Yeah, it's awesome.
I've been reaching out to sort of local business owners in the health and wellness field in the past couple of months, and I've been trying to collaborate. I have a vision that we, from a holistic perspective, we can all help each other improve each other's health and kind of look at different areas and different kind of therapies from a holistic point of view. So that's why I invited Jason here, because I thought I'm really excited about his product. Actually, full disclosure, my wife and I have been taking it for the past month, and we've noticed a lot of benefits with sleep, with weight loss, and we just basically feel better. It's great for pain. So yeah, basically I wanted to ask you, Jason, give us a little bit of background about you and kind of what got you into the hemp industry.
Yeah, definitely. So just to take you back a little bit, I decided later in life to actually go back to college and get a degree in pharmacy. So strangely enough, we're talking about just things making you feel better. And so I graduated from pharmacy school in 2015. But while I was in pharmacy school, I actually found the idea of nutritional supplementation. And so actually just wanting to help people feel better, from that standpoint. So been doing that. I was in that industry for about 8 years, but recently just moved into the hemp industry, just realizing how much safer it really is. You're talking about a holistic approach on things and just utilizing things that really our bodies crave to help with just finding that balance within. And so transitioned into that about 6 months ago, and just really enjoying seeing the benefits of helping people and the results that people are getting so quickly. What I would feel is a much safer benefit for them.
Awesome, yeah, and I know there's a big buzz about CBD right now, and it's kind of a hot topic. And personally, I didn't know anything about it. I kind of learned through you. I mean, you pretty much taught me everything I know about it. So do you want to kind of explain sort of where it comes from, and what kind of the benefits are of it?
Yeah, sure. And so, even with you saying learning, it's a steep learning curve because it's continuous. It's relatively new as far as when you talk about what we call the endocannabinoid system, the ECS. Was just recently discovered in 92, 93. That wasn't long ago, and so we're always learning more. But when you look at the hemp industry, where does it come from? And so it comes from the cannabis plant. That's like the main derivative, so to speak. And then you have hemp, and then you have the other one. You have marijuana. And they both provide medicinal and therapeutic benefits. But the major difference is there's no psychoactivity. The THC levels are extremely low in hemp, and so
it doesn't get you high.
Doesn't get you high. It's not addictive or anything like that. The only side effect is feeling better, and so that's people are using it, and so it's an incredible product. And it's like I said, we're still learning all the benefits that it has, but a lot of people are using it. Stress, anxiety, maybe just some depression. And then you can just carry on migraines. I mean, it helps with cholesterol, helps with heart rate, blood pressure. I mean, there's so many different areas, and we're just constantly learning more and more about how it's working in the body. And if you want to go into some more detail, we can on where it hits. But yeah.
Well, I would love you if you're open to sharing how it benefited you, because I love that story.
Yeah, so I'm an open book, just to be very honest with you. My entire life that I can remember, I've always had what we'd call GI issues, and so we couldn't go out to eat. It wouldn't be very fun, always just running around, and that just became my norm. You know, I dealt with that, and that was my life, right? And so when we started using the products back in May, within 2 days, my sleep patterns had improved, and I love to sleep. I have no issues sleeping, but I just felt more rested. And then, so I continued using the products consistently. And on day 35 is when it clicked that something in my GI system had changed. And so we never use the word heal or cure by any means, but I can tell you that a personal testimony that my GI system it's like it started functioning properly. And since that day until today, it's just amazing. Like it's truly amazing how that's changed. So it's done a 180. So you know, I can enjoy my day. I can enjoy dinner with my wife and going out and spending time with other people and not have to worry about where's the bathroom. Just being honest. Just being very honest.
That's awesome. I'm glad it's helping you in that way. And I can say my wife was interested in trying it because she has had issues sleeping. And I mean, this has went on for years, and that's why we reached out to you initially to see if it would help with sort of her sleep pattern. And the very first night that she took it, she said that for the first time, she was able to dream. She hadn't had a dream in years. So she was so excited. Normally, she would get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and then she'd be tossing and turning for the rest of the night into the next morning. So she wouldn't have a problem getting to sleep, but once she would wake up, she would have a problem. She couldn't get back to sleep. So with the CBD, she really noticed a huge difference to her sleeping pattern. So
that's incredible.
That was exciting. So yeah, what are the common problems that people come to you with? What are the main sort of problems that you face?
Yeah, so I think one of the biggest ones is stress. I mean, everybody has a full plate of life nowadays. We're hustling. You know, being in Houston for sure, you know, everybody is just always on the go. So stress, sleep, inflammation and pain, those are some of the big ones. We're finding a lot of people, migraines, and just, really and truly, those are the main ones. There's a lot of people who are on prescription medication that want to get off, and they come to us and ask about it, will this help? And so, we just sit down with them. Again, we don't make medical claims. We don't tell people to stop taking medication, none of that kind of stuff.
Sure.
But the benefits they're receiving from that, those are the main ones. It's just incredible.
Good for focus and concentration.
Focus, concentration, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we could spend a lot of time sitting here just trying to list out all the things that people are getting relief from.
Well, so a lot of my clients are endurance athletes, so I did read that CBD has some good benefits that endurance athletes might be interested in, especially the inflammation side of it, because with the intense levels of training that they do, they suffer from a lot of inflammation. So would you recommend endurance athletes take
Absolutely.
CBD?
I mean, recovery is key. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If you can't recover and rest your muscles for regrowth, then you're not going to be able to continue going. And so if it's someone who has goals, that I know that you personally are working with them in your business,
right.
You've got them mapped out where they need to go. But if they can't recover enough to be able to continue on with the schedule that you personally have them on, it's going to take longer to hit the strides that they want. And so highly recommended for athletes, for recovery, for the focus even, inflammation and whatnot, so that they can get back out there and go and achieve and reach the goals that you have set for them.
Awesome. Now, for someone who knows nothing about CBD and is just starting out, how would you educate them with the right product or the right company to start with? I mean, because I know there's not all companies are equal, right?
Sure.
So what would you say to them? How would they choose?
That's one of my favorite things to talk about. And I do this even in my presentations, is if I'm wearing my logo, my company logo on my shirt, I say, let's talk for a minute, and as if this isn't here. Because if I can educate you as the consumer to feel good about going and purchasing something afterwards, and you feel like you have some knowledge, then I've done my due, I've done what I'm supposed to do. Because I want you to feel comfortable with what you're doing. Now, do I want you to come and purchase from me? Of course I do. But that's not my intentions. It never is. And so if you ever come to one of our presentations, you'll know that. But the thing that I want people to look for is, you want to look for something that's organically sourced, because hemp is like a sponge. And so if it's in a bad soil, it's going to absorb all the toxins. If they used any kind of chemicals, even previously, it's going to absorb that, and that's going to get into your CBD product, and you're going to be absorbing toxins, basically. So you want something organically sourced. I would look for something that it has a stamp of approval from the U.S. Hemp Authority, which means that that product's been tested. They know that you're using like best practices. And so you're kind of like, basically kind of like under the radar, right? But you're known for doing things the right way.
Right. So it's a sort of stamp of approval, quality control.
Yeah. And so out of 1,700 plus CBD companies, there's only 20 companies with that stamp of approval.
Wow.
And so that's it's a rigorous testing, but you're getting something quality. Look for something that maybe has a QR code on the bottle. And the reason why is because if they put that on their bottle, 99% of the time there is a third-party certificate of analysis that is attached to that, and that lets you know exactly what's in that bottle, what you're purchasing. You know that you're getting the real deal, because unfortunately there's a lot of companies who are purchasing products from overseas, and it's coming over here and it's tainted, or you might not even get the CBD at all. So those are some of the things that I recommend to people. And then if you have four-legged friends, they have an endocannabinoid system as well, and find something that's pet friendly. Make sure the ingredients aren't detrimental to your pet. So,
I love what you said at your presentation recently. We don't have a Zoloft system or an ibuprofen system, or
yeah,
but
true.
We do have an endocannabinoid system.
Absolutely.
So yeah, well, and I'm all about looking at things from a holistic perspective, so this definitely appeals to me in that regard, because this is something that your body makes naturally anyway, but a lot of people, they aren't making enough of it. Is that the issue?
Yeah, so 80% of the population is deficient. Their endocannabinoid system is either low or what we would say like turned off, or not producing enough. And so we're introducing a phytocannabinoid, so plant-based cannabinoid, into the system, whereas an endo is within, and so your body makes cannabinoids. But now what we're doing is introducing something to kind of turn the light switch on, so to speak, and get it functioning properly so that your body can help repair itself within and get back to that state of homeostasis, right? That's really what we want.
Right.
Yeah.
And how long does it typically last in the body?
It's a really good question. This is where I would say let's talk about the company, right? Because when you're looking for a product, and this kind of ties back into one of the previous questions, is you want to find something that has a high rate of absorption, right? So you want a fast onset. So I recommend looking for something that's water soluble, because your body is 92% water approximately.
Right.
And so if oil and water doesn't mix, right? So there's a lot of products that are very strong oil based, and they won't mix into your body, so that means poor absorption. If you have poor absorption, then you're probably having to take more often, which means it doesn't last very long in the body. And so look for something with a fast onset of action, water soluble, and we want to talk bioavailability, meaning it stays in the body at a higher rate for an extended period of time. And so with our products, it has been tested, and so 12 plus hours later, you're still at a 90% absorption rate of that product. So the bioavailability is at 12 plus hours at 90%. Standard on the market is about 6% absorption, and you're having to take it every 2 or 3 hours.
Wow.
So that's where we kind of are the game changer.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That is absolutely, that is a game changer for sure. So dosage wise, how much would you need to take in order to get the benefits?
Yeah, so for us, we always say slow and low, right? Let's start off slow because everyone absorbs differently. Even at a high rate of absorption like we have with our product, basically meaning you're going to get the full benefit of it, you may be different than me, and it's not based upon weight. So what we do is we start people off at a set amount of serving, and then we follow up with them 2 or 3 days later to make sure they've got it in their system. Are you getting the benefits that you're looking for? And we can adjust accordingly, right? If you're getting the results you want, we'll stay there. But typically it's low and slow, and people get incredible results with a small amount.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I've recently heard about a new product that Zilis has brought out that's not offered by any other company that I'm aware of, CBG. Can you talk a little bit about what the difference between CBD and CBG is?
Sure. So CBG is cannabigerol, for those who may want to look it up. And it's basically called the mother of all cannabinoids. And the reason why is because in the hemp plant early on, that's what you get first. The enzymes will then convert it either to THC or CBD. So it's the precursor. So you catch it early. It's really hard to get actually because it's such a small amount. And so you have to harvest the plant earlier. But they have overlapping benefits, with what they can provide with as far as in the body. But a cool thing though is CBD typically works mostly in the brain and spinal area. CBG is mostly going to work in the gut area. And so our immune system stems from our gut, right? So probiotics and all that kind of stuff. So when you're taking probiotics, you're getting those things firing in the gut. Well, CBG is typically doing the same thing. It's getting those benefits of the gut being healthy. And so healthy gut is going to be a healthy life, so to speak. And so CBG focuses in that area too. That's the primary area that it focuses in. But they do have overlapping benefits.
Right, and they work well together.
They work very well together, almost like a compounding effect to get the entourage effect, which is true terminology. So when you can combine CBD and CBG together, go back to the light switch, turning on the receptor would be the CBG, and then a dimmer switch would be the CBD. So you may have an overactive receptor, maybe we need to turn it down a little bit, CBD does that. Maybe it's not firing enough, CBD can actually get it back firing up, so we'll turn it up a little bit. It's amazing how the body works.
Indeed, that's a great analogy. I like that. So the CBG kind of binds to more receptors, kind of thing.
Certain receptors. So you have CB1, CB2 receptors. Those are the main ones in the body for the endocannabinoid. Right. And so, CBG is going to bind to one of those. CBD bind to the other. They can bind to the other ones as well, but that's their primary where they want to go to. So yeah. And
I liked what you said in your presentation about some people they can be, did you say like overdosed or kind of the switch is jammed kind of thing? And
yeah. So for someone who may be deficient, let's say migraines, we'll just use that as an example. Right. Maybe their receptor, I would say, is like almost like rusted up, right? It's not working, or even like a lock and key. And so the key just won't turn. And so when you can take the product, the CBD or CBG in this case, it can help clean up all the junk, and it can unlock, and so now the receptor can work the way it's supposed to.